Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. This is MUFC Transfer Talk number 42. Yes, I've just looked at that and thought, whoa, we have done loads of these live transfer talk streams. You don't even notice them ticking away, but the days have been ticking by. This is the 42nd video now, and boom, we are live, as Faye Rizal says in the comments. We've got Kaylin here, Kushal, Mark's back, Lennon, Guide Rukas, Gabriel, Petulia, Aaron, James, everybody's in the house and we are live. Hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to Adam McKola TV already. But I'm guessing the early ones are usually subscribers because you get that notification and you come on live straight away. It's why I recognise a lot of your names. How you doing, Nav, Gabrielle, and of course Truls as well. Gumshi's back all the way from Taiwan. Jalal says, have you heard about Ronaldo? I have, mate. He's a great player, isn't he? How you doing, Neil, Andrew? King Zlatan's in the house as well. And shout out to Josh Fields. Ajay, how you doing? So the numbers are growing. Today on MUFC Transfer Talk, you can tell it's quiet, isn't it? Because we've been talking about a player today that I've been writing off his opportunities of coming to Manchester United. But there's a good reason why we're talking about Renato Sanches today. And we'll also be answering your questions as well. Answering as many questions as possible. And we'll also be looking at Walter, whose comments was it about Spalletti that we'll be looking at today? It's Luciano Spalletti's comments about Ivan Perisic. We'll also be looking at them today as well. So plenty to go through. Although, I've got to say, the last couple of days, the last week or two really, since United have signed Romelu Lukaku, it's all been quiet on the transfer front. Now, we all contemplated and considered the fact that Perisic might come in at Manchester United, but it's all gone quiet there. We'll talk about that later on. There was rumours about Nemanja Matic. It's all gone quiet there. And there were rumours about a few other players as well. The likes of Fabinho, the likes of Eric Dyer, the likes of, I'm not sure who else, but there have been the odd rumours here, there and everywhere. And none of them have come to fruition. There doesn't seem to be any concrete interest from Manchester United in any players at this moment in time, which is really interesting. Are we in the market for players now, or are we just thinking, you know what, that's it for us, we're happy with Lukaku and Lindelof? Or are we still quietly going about our business and the media just knows very, very little about who Manchester United are targeting at this moment in time? A lot of you guys commenting on Lindelof's performance against Real Madrid in the comments. I've got to say, you've got to give him a break. I mean, he's new at Manchester United. He's played with a number of different centre-half partnerships already so far at Manchester United. And he'll improve. He's not played with a regular goalkeeper behind him, a regular defence either side of him. And he'll get better. Of course, he wasn't great against Real Madrid. The penalty that he gave away was really a rash challenge. And if Smalling or Jones did that, we'd be criticising them heavily for that challenge. And it was a poor challenge to give away a penalty. And Real Madrid scored it and they went back into the game at 1-1. That's why it went to penalties. And then he missed his penalty as well, which was a really poor penalty. But Daley Blind banged his down the middle and his went in. Lindelof banged his down the middle and his was saved. So it shows you that if it does get saved, then you do look a little bit stupid. But it was a bad day for Victor Lindelof yesterday, but don't write him off. I mean, if we wrote players off based on their first couple of performances, then the likes of Nemanja Vidic, the likes of Patrice Evra wouldn't have succeeded at Manchester United. Got over 250 people in at the moment. Juan Iniesta says the media knows nothing, Adam. And I do agree with you as well. The media knew very little about Romelu Lukaku. They knew very little about Victor Lindelof. And they're very quiet on everything at the moment. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into the first story of the day, which is Renato Sanches and his potential move to Manchester United. Now, this is something that has been rumoured for a while. And I've been saying I don't think Manchester United should go in for Renato Sanches because, look, he's got quality, that's for sure. He has got quality. But one of the things that I'm not sure about is whether Manchester United are actually in for him. Because this is a player that hasn't succeeded at Bayern Munich. There's a reason why Bayern Munich want to let him go. And as a result of him not succeeding, people are saying Man United should sign him. Why should we sign a younger player that hasn't succeeded at a club like Bayern Munich? If you can't succeed there, is he likely to succeed at Manchester United? Now, I know other people will say, look, he's young. He can still prove himself. He can still get better. And that's true. Your potential doesn't go away overnight. But let's be serious. I don't think United should sign him. He hasn't done much at Bayern Munich. He hasn't pulled up trees. And look who's in the comments now. We got Stephen Arson who's agreeing as well. Except he's going a little bit harsher. He's saying he's fucking shit. Well, I don't think he's shit. But I don't think he's as great as people make out. And I don't think Manchester United should be looking to sign him, to be totally honest with you. Not a player that hasn't succeeded at Bayern Munich. And to be quite honest with you as well, I think the links to him are absolutely bollocks. Now, this quote of him being a possibility at Manchester United, I was on Twitter and I seen one of those accounts tweeting the link out saying Renato Sanches is a possibility to Manchester United. And I thought, hey, let me check this out. Let me see what Carlo Ancelotti has actually said. So I checked it out, and Carlo Ancelotti was asked about whether the player could leave Bayern Munich. So Carlo Ancelotti was not asked about Manchester United in particular. He was asked, do you think it's a possibility that Renato Sanches could leave? And Carlo Ancelotti replied saying, at this time, he's training with us. We have to make a decision. A move could be a possibility, but there is also a chance he could stay with us for the season. So this is what he's saying. A move could be a possibility, but there's also a chance he could stay for the season. Nowhere in that does Carlo Ancelotti mention Manchester United. So I'm not sure why people are jumping on this. He said that it's possible that he's going to go to Manchester United and all this stuff. I highly, highly doubt that. So let's see what some of your comments are saying on this rumour then. Do you think it's possible that Renato Sanches will come to Manchester United? Because I'm writing this one off now. I ripped James Rodriguez off, and I'm writing this one off. Dave is a widge and Sanchez is a widge, says Steve. I totally agree with you, mate. And Renato Sanches isn't coming to Manchester United. I think it's similar to James Rodriguez, where his agent and the club are trying to drive the interest. And to drive up the interest, what do? You link your player with Manchester United. And if you link your player with Manchester United, then others will follow. So that's what I think the case is here. They're linking him with Manchester United to smoke out some interest on Renato Sanches. Maybe get him a loan move somewhere. Maybe get him a permanent move somewhere and recoup some or most of their money. But I don't want to take a player that's flopped elsewhere. I mean, when we were letting Memphis Depay go from Manchester United, did you hear about Bayern Munich being interested? No. He has to go to a lower level to prove himself again. Stepping up a level isn't going to help. I mean, you look at Adnan Januzaj, who didn't succeed at Manchester United, and he went the other way. He went to the German league, except to Borussia Dortmund, and he couldn't even succeed there. I wouldn't play Renato Sanches. I'd rather see us give the likes of Andreas Pereira an opportunity. We've seen Andreas Pereira playing in various central midfield positions and playing wider as well. Already on his pre-season tour, he played in a deeper position for us, in that Carrick kind of position. He played as one of the midfield three further forward with Carrick behind him. And he's played out wide as well when he's come on. So I think Andreas Pereira is showing us that we've got a young player here that will be able to push on and fight for a first team spot. We don't need to be bringing in either a loan move from Bayern Munich to do them a favour and give one of their youngsters first team football. And we don't need to be buying a player to help them recoup most of their fee for a player that hasn't succeeded there. So I don't think we should be going in for Renato Sanches. And I don't think these rumours are true, to be totally honest with you. As I said, when Carlo Ancelotti was asked about Renato Sanchez's future, he was not asked about Manchester United, and he did not mention Manchester United. So this possibility of him going to Manchester United talk is false. He was asked about the possibility of a transfer, and he said there is a possibility, but there's also a possibility that he could stay at Bayern Munich. So that's the situation on that one at the moment. We've got over 350 people in the house at the moment. Thank you for joining us. Hit that like button, and of course hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to Adam McKola TV yet. We've broke through the 37,000 mark. We're close to 37,200 now, and the target is 40,000 by the beginning of the new season. Now I was on Social Blade looking at their projected subscriber figures, and they say I will hit 40,000 in August, but it will be just after the season has started. Now that isn't a target. The target is for us to hit 40k before the start of the season. So these lot are saying we're going to hit 40k on or around the 16th. Now we need to beat that. So help me beat that by hitting that subscribe button. Like, comment and sharing as well. Get your comments in today's MUFC transfer talk. We have been talking Renato Sanches so far, and how some people have been tweeting that Renato Sanches is on his way to Manchester United, because apparently Carlo Ancelotti has said there's a possibility he will join Manchester United. But Carlo Ancelotti has not said that. Carlo Ancelotti has said there's a possibility he could leave for the season or he could stay for the season. He did not mention Manchester United, and he wasn't asked about Manchester United. So that is what's going down at this moment in time. And Renato Sanches isn't coming to Man United. JH Draws, how you doing? Salmon says sub. Yes, mate, unless you're hungry and you want a sandwich or something. I'm not too sure, but do what he says and sub. Anyway, we can be responsible for his greatness, says Tugwell. No, thank you. Not if it's on loan. Anyway, King's Latin says he's getting his family to join us. Yes, mate. That is what I like to hear. Don't be creating other profiles. We don't need people to do it in underhand tactics, Jo, although I do like your thinking. AP also ruled out a loan move to prove himself as a Man United player, says James, UK. And I love to hear that from the younger players as well. Timothy Fosu-Mensah did it as well. Timothy Fosu-Mensah was in the press conference, the same press conference when Jose Mourinho said David De Gea was going nowhere. And Timothy Fosu-Mensah was asked, do you see yourself going out on loan? Are you going to be playing football here? And he said, listen, I'm young. I need to learn my game. I need to get game time. I need to learn stuff, of course. But my future is here at Manchester United. I'm totally focused on here at Manchester United. And that's what I love to hear from him. And that's what I love to hear from Andreas Pereira as well. Andreas Pereira's come back from his loan move. He's probably dispelled a few doubts about his work rate and about how much he wants it to succeed at Manchester United. And he's come back. He's ready to work hard. He's been playing in pre-season and he's been proving himself wherever he's been asked to play. And that's great to see from our younger players. Timothy Fosu-Mensah said, I can play anywhere. Wherever you want to play me, I'll play. I'm happy to do it. And that's what we need to hear at Manchester United. Not just younger players. Players that want to play for Manchester United, that are happy to play anywhere for the manager. You hear about Romelu Lukaku talking about the project at Manchester United, and if we follow what Jose Mourinho tells us to do, we will be very, very successful. And I really can't wait for the future at Manchester United, because it's going to be very, very bright. We've got so many good young players here, and we've got so many other top quality players as well to come through, and players that are heading towards their peaks as well. So it's an exciting time at Manchester United, and I really can't wait for these players to develop. Regatar says, I hope Andreas is given a shot next season. Dave Johnson says, how do you feel Martial season will go this year? I'm really hoping Anthony Martial has another breakthrough season. And I say another breakthrough season because his first season for Manchester United was like a breakthrough season, because he got through and he looked very good and he showed us what kind of player he could become. But then in his second season under a different manager, he had to learn new things. He had to play his trade again. He had to learn how to play under a new manager. And this was all whilst having his second season in the Premier League. Some would say sometimes that, the second season syndrome can kick in. He didn't have the greatest of years last year. But this year, Jose Mourinho has said in his press conference, he's training harder, he's working harder, he looks better. He wants consistency from him. And if we can get consistency from Anthony Martial, we have got some player on our hands, because he has the potential to be world class. And when you hear about us being linked with players for Perisic and Inter Milan asking for Martial, and then linked with other players and they asking for Anthony Martial, and United saying, fuck off, do one, we're not giving you Anthony Martial. That's what you want to hear. Because United need to put an arm around Anthony Martial and say, we believe in you. We believe you can become the player that your potential is promising to be. So just get your head down, work hard, you'll have your opportunities, take them when they come and fulfill your potential. Look at Marcus Rashford. He wants to do that. Pogba wants to do that. Lingard wants to do that. All these players want to do that at Manchester United. And if these players can all come to the fore and meet their potential, oh my God, this team is going to be so exciting. Say it again. Paul Wade says, Lingard has been great pre-season. Will he get more game time? I think Lingard will get as much game time as he normally does. He's a useful squad player, but he's also improving as a player as well. He's gonna improve in terms of his stature and his physical presence. He's gonna improve as an intelligent footballer as well. He's a thinking footballer. He's always moving. He's always asking for the ball. He's always making demands of his other players. And that's what you love to see. He's never shying away from getting the ball, no matter if he's just lost the ball beforehand. That's what you want to see from our players. Constant improvements. And Jesse Lingard is another of those. Red Army banging the nail on the head there. Full-Time Devils, obviously the best Man United fan channel about, with Adam McKola TV a close second. Renato Sanches is a flop, says Shantani, coming straight in. All about Timbo, says Joe McMillan. Who remembers Timothy Fosu-Mensah's challenge yesterday? Boom! And you just heard a shatter like, oh my God, that was a beautiful challenge from Timothy Fosu-Mensah. What a challenge. Red Devils 2015 says, ha, Arsenal are in Europa. Now, normally, I would say, guys, let's not worry about our opposition. But we all remember those Arsenal fans that would jump in the comments on our videos, that would be doing all sorts. And now we've stuck two fingers up at them, and we can say, ha, who's in the Europa League now, you bitches? And they can't even win it. They won't win the Europa League. Are you mad? They will definitely not win the Europa League. Faye Rizal, thanks for the comment. Gled Ruka says Timbo is a G. Your preferred starting 11 front three. Mickey, Lukaku. Ooh. It would vary, you know. It would vary. I think you have Mickey, Lukaku and Rashford or Marshall. And you can obviously rotate that as well. Some games you can play with Lukaku, Marshall and Rashford. But I think if we had a cup final, I would play with one of Marshall and Rashford, Lukaku and Mickey. At this moment in time, Rashford is probably ahead of Marshall in the pecking order, despite Anthony Martial's bit of magic against Real Madrid. What an assist that was, by the way. What an assist. Lingard equals underrated. Renato Sanches equals overrated, says Live TV. Worry about Arsenal. You're funny, Adam. No one's worried about Arsenal, bro. Over 500 viewers now. Thank you all for getting involved here on Adam McKola TV. Make sure you hit that like button and, of course, subscribe as well. Big Man Joe says AC Milan will knock them out in round 16. Now, I am thinking AC Milan could possibly win the Europa League this year. Put together, I know a lot of their teams have proper quality, but no one really challenges Juventus for the main trophies there. And as a result of that, you'd like to think AC Milan getting all this money and that we're back. Yes, we got the Jamaican Reds in the house. Cheesy Gully Side, how are you doing, mate? UEFA extend Eric Bailly's suspension by 2 games, says Alvi. That's pissed me off as well. That has actually really, really pissed me off. That Eric Bailly has been given extra suspension. He already missed the Europa League final. It wasn't even him. It was fucking Valencia. And Eric Bailly gets a further suspension. You'd think UEFA would see some fucking sense and think, he's missed the final because of our mistake. How can we make him miss more games? But no, the injustice is going to go even further. And he's going to miss 2 or 3 Champions... I don't think he'll miss 3 Champions League games because we've got the UEFA Super Cup final. But he's going to miss the UEFA Super Cup final and 2 Champions League group stage games, which is really fucking annoying. Oh, that is annoying. S Robo says, my internet is 2 baked bean cans and a piece of string. Mate, it's not me, man. It's WeTransfer. I've got a great internet connection. I could show it you as well on my phone. Like, I could do a speed test for you if you don't believe me. But it's fucking a joke at the moment, man. WeTransfer. Why am I on WeTransfer Wirecast? Oh, yeah, guys. I've had a little chat today. There's some stuff coming that I can't wait to see. I can't wait to show you guys some stuff that's coming very, very soon. But yeah, it's coming soon. Make sure. Ryan Bansell says UEFA have no sense whatsoever. Totally agree with you, mate. It was a mistaken identity, and still Eric Bailly will be punished further. What a fucking joke. If you hate UEFA, smash that like button. I want us to sign Renato or Matic just so we stop playing Fellaini, said somebody in the comments. I think it was Trotsky. Oh dear, Fellaini's missed yesterday. That was awful, wasn't it? Fantastic pass by Scott McTominay to pick him out. But then when he did pick him out and Marouane Fellaini balloons it over, Jesus Christ. I would have done better than with that. I would have done better with that. It's a fucking joke. Can't believe he did that. What's coming soon? Basically, I've got some plans with the Cheeky Sport guys, which are coming very, very soon. I've already told you about the Cheeky Chats, which are going to be happening fortnightly on Adam McKola TV. It's going to be me and Dave regularly covering everything Manchester United. So me and Dave will be doing a show very, very soon. And I've got loads more stuff coming on Adam McKola TV as well. Going to be adding plenty more series to the channel. So it's not just going to be your live previews, reviews, transfer talk and FIFA videos. It's going to be much, much more next season as well. We are going all out here on Adam McKola TV and we're raising the levels. This is why I want more subscribers on the channel so more of you can enjoy the videos. Someone asked, when's the next full-time Devils FC video? I think it was Michael who asked that. It is this week. I think it's Wednesday. I may be wrong. You may need to double check that with Ball Street. But we have got Creators FC and it will be up on Full-Time Devils channel. If you haven't seen a game between Full-Time Devils and Arsenal Fan TV, then you need to go and check that out as soon as we have finished here. Kaylan mentions the True Geordie podcast. I bumped into True Geordie last week in the pub. It was great to see him again. Absolutely love Bri. He's a top lad. And his podcast is the best out there. His podcast is absolutely killing it at the moment. That's what kind of levels I want the United Road podcast to eventually get to. True Geordie's smashing it at the moment, smashing the podcast game. And he deserves all of his success. Him and Laz are absolutely fantastic at what they do. Plenty of imitators as well, but they're killing it. Brian thinks Renato Sanches would fit perfectly. Manny, I don't think I'm big enough to be doing a podcast with True Geordie. Maybe in a year or so when we get to that 200, 300k, yeah? AFC V Meltdown number 100 is more than that, mate. Vegito says we need to sign our main target, Perisic, immediately. Have some of you guys not come to the realisation that we may not sign any more players this summer? Have you come to that realisation yet? I'm of the opinion that Man United will be working on trying to make a few signings. One or two surprise signings that we may not have been heard of this summer. That may come way out of the left field. But at the same time, I'm not too sure whether we will complete any more signings. There's a possibility we don't. And if we don't, I think it's a big risk, of course, because we need one or two more players to have a really completely full squad. Daniel, I forgive you, mate. Never make that mistake again. We need to have a really full squad. But at the same time, if we don't sign those players, I'd be interested in seeing how the likes of Fosu and Pereira do, because they'll obviously get more opportunities as a result. H. Dudat says at least a CDM. Maybe, yeah. I know we need these players. I'm not saying we don't need these players, mate. I'm not saying we don't need these players. But if we don't sign a central defensive midfielder and as a result, Timothy Fosu Mensah or Pereira get more minutes, or we don't sign a wide attacker and as a result, that means Martial, Rashford, Pereira are getting more minutes, that's not a bad thing. S. Robbo says Verratti now. I hear he's changed his agent to Mino Raiola, and I'm sure that's why the links have come recently with Manchester United and Verratti. Now, he seemed destined for Barcelona this summer. It doesn't seem like it's gone very quiet on that front at the moment. Obviously, they had been derailed by the whole Neymar saga, and Neymar seems to be staying at Barcelona now. But that may mean for them, Verratti's off the card. It may mean that their negotiation position with Barcelona isn't great at this moment in time. So can Manchester United steal ahead of them in that aspect and get ahead of them for the chase for Verratti? There's a possibility there. Manchester United have got the money and we can pay him the wages, and I'm sure we'd love to make it happen. But do I see it happening? I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised to see if he holds out for a move to Barcelona either in January or the summer. And with Paris Saint-Germain apparently demanding Anthony Martial and United refusing that, I can't see United playing ball with them in terms of the silly negotiations. Everybody's turning on the silly negotiations these days. We want Perisic, they ask for Marshall. We want Verratti, they ask for Marshall. I'm not too sure about that one. Cheesy Goliside, thank you for liking the video, mate. We are just about 20 odd under 200 at this moment in time, and we're just under 550 viewers as well. So thank you very much for tuning in to Adam McKola TV. It's been great to have you guys along for another MUFC transfer talk. Tonight we've been talking Renato Sanches, we've been talking Perisic, we've been talking Anthony Martial, and Molins is reflecting my thoughts with his use of emojis in the comments. He's laughing at the Martial rumours. Anthony Martial is going nowhere. He's going absolutely nowhere. He's staying at Manchester United, and I can't wait for that. Calagio, thank you to your channel. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for being new to the channel and joining up with the channel. We can't just bend over backwards when we're in negotiations with some of these teams. We have to. Apologies about that, guys. Refresh the stream. We are back and we are active right now. Oi, Alex Godson, how you doing, mate? Thank you for subscribing and thank you for commenting as well. Kanishka says he's just arrived in the live stream, so welcome, Kanish. Mustafa says, sing us the Anthony Martial song. Not today, mate, but I'm sure there's a video somewhere on the channel of me singing the Anthony Martial song, so I'm sure you can find that and watch that back after we've finished here. The lag is over, so refresh the stream. The lag is over. Refresh that mofo. Ross Parkinson, I promise if you refresh this, you're going to have happy days for life. Anyway, guys, we're talking Renato Sanches. A lot of Manchester United fans have got carried away by Carlo Ancelotti saying it's a possibility he could leave Bayern Munich. There's been a few quotes in places saying that he said that there's a possibility he could go to MUFC. But that isn't the case. He hasn't said there's a possibility he could go to MUFC. He said there's a possibility he could leave. He was not asked about MUFC, and he did not mention Manchester United either in his comments. So I think those rumours linking us to Renato Sanches and saying he could possibly be at Manchester United are a bit premature based on Carlo Ancelotti's comments. Marstar, thank you for joining us again today. And we've also been talking other things as well, answering some of your questions too. We've got over 200 likes now as well. Hit that like button if you're in the house. If you're new to Adam McKola TV, then hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to hit that 40k by the start of the Premier League campaign. Ryan Bansell, no problem, mate. Sharat says Mourinho was interested in signing him last year. Didn't happen. He hasn't done too well at Bayern Munich. Should we be signing a player that has failed to succeed at Bayern Munich? Should we? A younger player? Would Bayern Munich have signed Memphis from us? I'm not too sure about that one, to be totally honest with you. Him taking a step up and going to the Premier League probably isn't going to benefit him. Faye Rizal mentions he may have an attitude problem as well. And I don't know because obviously I'm not on the inside of things. But I've heard similar stories about him. And if he has got an attitude problem or he's available for loan, Manchester United shouldn't be loaning our rivals' players to make them better. So what? We can give Renato Sanches a season in the Premier League. He can get better and then go back to Bayern Munich. No, thank you. No, thank you. Brian Merriman, thank you very much, mate. Hope you're doing well. Take him on loan with a buy option, says Alamin. I mean, that would be better because then obviously we'd have that option to buy him and it leaves the door open there. If we did buy him, I mean, I'm not writing him off completely. Renato Sanches at one point, I wanted him at Man United, but he hasn't, he hasn't impressed at Bayern Munich. So why should United get him? This is what I'm trying to say. Jo agrees. Shout out from California, says Shiv. How you doing, mate? Was Bailly a surprise signing, says Darren? He was for me. I didn't see him coming to Manchester United, mate, to be totally honest with you. Danny Marshall, thanks for getting involved. Abdullah, he's a new subscriber as well. Welcome to Adam McKola TV, new subscribers and old subscribers. You know I love you guys, mate. You know I love you guys. I don't know who's going to win Love Island, Jake, because I don't watch that shite. I do not watch it. My missus watch it, and I just sit there like, oh my days, are you really watching this shite? I listen to some of them guys, what they say, and they just make me sick, man. They make me cringe. Oh my God. Why did you have to bring that up, mate? You've brought the mood down in here on Adam McKola TV. Never did I ever think I would talk about Love Island here on Adam McKola TV, but you've just made me do it. Fuck's sake. Sandeep says, is Matic worth 50 million? I don't think Matic is worth 50 million, but if we sign him, I'm not complaining, to be totally honest with you. Where am I from, says JH? I'm from Birmingham, England. Bailey says, bullshit transfer, fuck off. I agree, mate. I don't think it's going to happen. Shout out from Chicago, Illinois, says Big Man Joe. I went there 2 years ago, mate. I absolutely love Chicago. Love the pizza, love the city. It's a beautiful place, man. Why are people talking about Gaetan today? I'm not too sure about that one. Why has Gaetan come up in the topic of conversation? You lot have absolutely lost me there. Where's the Guinness, mate? Don't worry, Alex. I'll get a Guinness very, very soon. Anyway, guys, it's gone very, very quiet on the transfer front, as you can tell by most of the topic of conversation here. Anyway, I've been Adam McKola. You guys have been all legends. Thank you for joining us, whether you've joined us live or whether you've watched this video back later on. Then thank you for joining us. If you want to join us live, we're live most days at 8 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday, and spontaneously throughout the day as well. So if you want to get the notifications when we do go live, hit that subscribe button. We're on the march to 40k. We're about 2,750, just over that, away from 40k. So that is the target at this moment in time. But guys, thank you for joining us here in Adam McKola TV. You've all been legends. I've been Adam McKola TV. I've been Adam McKola TV. I've been Adam McKola. And I'm out of here.